Welcome to the Serenity Wealth Now show with Chris Cooper. This is not your typical financial show. As a CPA, licensed insurance agent, and investment advisor, Chris brings the financial conversation to life, where the numbers really matter. Every week, Chris sits down with someone from the community to find the financial lessons hiding in their story. Now, here's your financial friend, Chris Cooper.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. What's going on? Staying cool out there? It is August and it is hot. And what a great time of year to stop, cool down, and think a little bit about making lives better, making yourself better, and making Mo better as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today with my friend from the Mo Better Foundation, Dave Welborn. Dave, how are you?
I am great. Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Well, I love it. I think you guys do a great job in what you do. And talk to us a little bit about what Mo Better is all about.
I'm happy to. So we are a nonprofit organization. We started about 2017. Still relatively new, not too relatively small.
Yeah, you got 10-year anniversary coming up then.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, 10 years. Yeah.
Crazy, time flies.
Time does fly. So what we do is very simple. We have a very simple mission. It's to make life more better for Missourians with physical disabilities.
I love it.
And there's many ways we are involved in doing that, but it comes down to helping meet the needs and a lot of our financial needs that individuals may have. Yeah. In addition to what they're doing is to live life.
Now, who are the primary focus groups that you guys work with?
So we work with anybody with a diagnosed physical disability.
Okay.
We work a lot with individuals with ALS, spinal cord injuries. We work a lot of visually impaired, hearing impaired.
Okay.
A lot of people don't think of those as impairments as being a physical disability with a visual or hearing impairment, but it's part of the body.
Yeah.
And as I know, as my hearing gets worse over the years, it can be life-changing. So,
well, my parents are going through that right now, and it's tough for them, right? And because they don't like it. They don't like feeling like I can't understand what they're saying. And,
right.
You know?
No, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
And so, we work a lot with muscular dystrophy, some MS, multiple sclerosis, anybody who has a physical disability.
Yeah. Now, what age groups are you guys primarily focused on?
So any age group, but we skew towards adults.
Okay.
There are a lot more resources available for kids currently until they become 18 or 21 or 25 when they start to get off insurance. And what we do is we're a gap funder. So we'll fund where there is no insurance coverage for a piece of equipment, or there's it's a burden on an individual or their family. So we'll provide that coverage.
Well, and different needs are different depending on where you are in life, right? And so I think it's tough when you're trying to be everything to everybody in any business, quite frankly. You almost have to figure out how to specialize. Right. Otherwise, you can't really help the way that you want to help. Right.
No, that's exactly right. Needs are different, and they continue to change.
Right.
Especially if you have a progressive disorder like muscular dystrophy or ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. Yeah. It could be rapidly progressive, or it could progress over time, and your needs will change over time.
Sure.
And your wants will change over time too. I don't pretend. I always tell people I don't pretend to be an expert on anything. The only thing I know is I just want to help, and I know a lot of people want to help. And we're looking for ways to do that.
Well, I think in our conversations that we've had, there is something that you are an expert in, is that's understanding people. And that's somewhat of a lost art in today's world, right? You know, and especially when you're dealing with folks that have some disabilities and some, there's still needs out there. And we still have lives we want to live and enjoy. And I think one of the things that you guys have done, which my wife always gets mad at me for playing video games. Okay. I'm not supposed to play video games.
Oh.
Okay. But I'm sitting here listening to some of the things that I know you guys do.
Right.
You help people play video games.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. And it stemmed from, we could talk later about a little bit about my background, but I had some friends who became part of my family that had a form of muscular dystrophy, and they were losing the ability. They would gather at my house when they were a little older, in their teens and early 20s, and video games were huge at the time.
Yeah.
So we would,
I think they still are to many people, right?
Oh, yeah. So
it's a good release. We need that.
Oh, you do need
Most people play it on their phone now,
well,
right?
Especially if you can't play. If you are losing the ability to walk, to run, to lift your arms, to throw, the video games became very important. So
they help you, right? They help your brain.
They
you know,
do.
absolutely.
And there's some great studies right now. So what we did is they would come over to my house, they'd play, their arms would fall off the pillow. We had to set them up, put their hands on a pillow. So their arms would be at the length they could play. And that was fine until the pillow slipped. And then they were playing somebody in Mario Kart. And
what a great game, by the way.
Oh, man. Their hand would be off, and then the other person would go blow right past them. It was part of the, or if somebody had a little bit more arm strength, they'd knock the pillow off so their hands would fall.
Sure.
So, but that's it. So I'd put their hands back on the pillows. But as we started looking into it, and this is, since you talked about video games, in I think it was about 2020, Super Bowl, Xbox introduced a Switch adapted controller for individuals with disabilities. It was a Super Bowl ad, and it was a tremendous ad, and that got me thinking.
Yeah.
So I reached out to people throughout Missouri and said, this is what we want to do. So we became people in Kansas City. There's Missouri Assistive Technology, somebody at Maryville University, occupational therapists who work with individuals gaming. They do adaptive gaming.
That's amazing.
So we started an adaptive gaming network where we'll help purchase equipment like the Xbox big buttons so you could press the buttons instead of using the little thing with your hands.
Sure.
Now we're working with 3D people who do 3D printing, and we will print a one-handed controller.
Wow.
So you can control all the buttons with one hand, and that can be done 3D printing.
See, and if you think, our kiddos play video games nonstop, right? And there's some socialization there, the hand-eye coordination. Yes. It teaches that brain functionality. There's some very good things. You know, I talked about my wife telling me I can't play video games, but there's also some very good things which you're mentioning too, especially in that kind of context.
Right, and that's so true. They are using video games, adaptive gaming, in rehab. So up in the Kansas City area, we fund Missourians. So we fund all throughout Missouri. We work a lot in Kansas City area. There's Ability KC is the name of an organization up there. They have a very good adaptive gaming program. They work with stroke patients, and that's part of their helping them get their control on both sides of their body. Because with stroke, you might lose control on your left side of the body. So they'll work with a controller. And you're right. When you have a stroke, socialization, you're cut off. Right.
And you have to figure out something to exercise the brain, give you some positivity, and that video game can help to do some of those kind of things.
It really does.
Yeah.
So,
So thank you for giving me some permission to play some video games from time to time.
Well, you have our permission.
But... Thank you. Thank you. I guess I just need to do that with some of the folks that you guys work with, and then I can, maybe Stace will be happy with me.
I have a program for you.
I love it. There you go. So it's all about what you're doing there. So that's fantastic. It's really cool. And people don't think about this kind of stuff, There's so many little aspects that can make somebody's life a little bit better and give them some release. And we don't think about that all the time.
Right.
So
yeah, you're right. And it's those things. And we always say, like I mentioned, we're a gap funder. Piece of equipment are pretty expensive. Yeah. So if you're trying to buy
talk about gap funder real quick, just to make sure we understand exactly what we're talking about.
That's good. So we fill in the gap. So when there's a need that insurance doesn't pay for or the family can't afford, they can apply for a grant through us. And we'll help provide. And here's a perfect example. Just happened yesterday. There's an individual with ALS in Farmington, Missouri. One of the ALS workers, ALS Association workers, called me up and said, "Hey, we have this gentleman who really needs a ramp." Also is one of our partners. They have a ramp program, but they'll pay 75%, that's great. That's tremendous. Nobody else would do that. It's a great thing. But the individual couldn't afford the rest of it, the 25%. So they reach out to us. We picked that up. We have we work with a group called AmRamp St. Louis. They provide ramps. And so they went down yesterday, put the ramp in. This is an individual who has 3 kids of his own. He's raising them by himself now. His wife, I won't get into it, but is no longer part of the picture. So she used to help him get in and out of the house, so he needed a solution. Right. And the ramp gives him a solution to get in and out of the house. Insurance wouldn't pay for that. Right. And they don't pay for ramps.
It's funny because you think like, oh, if you don't have this situation come up, you don't know what insurance pays for and doesn't pay for. It typically doesn't cover those kind of life things, right? Which are just necessary, but you don't think about it.
Yeah,
so.
It's so true. We call them necessities, not niceties. And a lot of people, it's like, oh, that's great. You can get a ramp to get in. That's cool. Now you can get in and out. But it's a necessity. He can't get in and out if he doesn't have a ramp.
We as humans, we want control of our ability to do things. And some of those, just a little thing like a ramp changes somebody's ability. They think, oh, I'm no longer limited. Right. You're giving somebody some more control of their own well-being. Yes. That's important.
Yeah. It really is important. It's life enhancing. Right. And it is life changing, but it's life enhancing. And that's what we want.
Yeah.
And with my experience and just knowing people, most of us want to live as independently as we can.
Absolutely. For as long as we can.
Yeah, for as long as we can.
Absolutely.
And we have parents who are older, living longer, they don't necessarily, there are great facilities where they can go, but a lot of them they've been in a house for 50, 60 years.
Right.
The change is hard for them. They want to live as independently as possible.
Sure.
Same with individuals with a disability. If you have progressive disability like ALS or muscular dystrophy or any other disorder, it's a progression of life.
Right.
Your needs change. If you have a spinal cord injury, if you're a 20-some-odd-year-old individual who does motocross and you're in an accident and you sever your spine, your life has totally changed.
Yeah.
You weren't preparing for that. You still love the adrenaline and the thrills of doing what you did, but your life has totally changed. You don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And that's where we try to fill the gap with some of our initiatives and programs.
I love that. And it goes beyond just providing funding and things, if you will, ramps. It's also real friendship as well, resources and communication and being part of people's lives, which I think is also important too.
Yeah, you're right. It is. It's more and we do. I mean, we fund, but along the way we can do a whole lot more. We can help educate. That's why I love the opportunity and the people like you who allow us to tell the story.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just don't, like you mentioned earlier, unless you become disabled, unless you lose your hearing, it's a totally different world. You don't know what you're going through.
Right. Well, and, I'm a big, I think that charitable giving is so important and it needs to be done with organizations who are on that kind of boots on the ground, if you will.
Right.
So your organization, Mo Better, all about Missouri, you're close to things. You see things. You're able to impact things right here in our community, which I think is very important. And we've lost sight of that in many ways along the way. But I love that is a local initiative as well.
Yeah, I do too. And that's kind of why we could be bigger. We could be a national organization. I want to focus on Missouri because I have contacts throughout the state. And there's just such a need throughout our own state, in St. Louis as well, in St. Peter's and St. Charles, but the metro area, there's a need for the help.
Yeah.
And that's where if we can help, we'll help.
Well, and we are all so connected. I mean, you just happened to mention Farmington. I've spent some time in Farmington. I love it. I ride my bike out there a lot. So great area, beautiful. And that's just, there's all kinds of areas all around the state that really need what you do. So talk to us a little bit, because it's not easy to run a nonprofit organization. So how are some of the things, and I think you do it differently as well. So talk about some of the things that you do to make the initiatives, because at the end of the day, you have to get funds to do what you do. Right. And I say this often, like, I don't like to talk about money. At the end of the day, you're going to come and meet with me as an advisor. We're going to have to talk about money.
Right.
But before we talk about that, we're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about things that matter to you, goals, objectives, concerns, things like that. Because the money, it has to be put to a good purpose. Yeah. Right. If you don't understand the purpose, the money's not doing anything. Right. But where I think you guys tend to focus on, it's really that purpose. Right. And so talk to me a little bit about some of the fun ways that you do fundraising.
Right.
But you add some fun to it along the way.
Yeah. Well, and I think I mentioned earlier to you, I've been doing this for a long time, for over 40 years in nonprofits, working with and on and around and on boards. And I love them. I really love to be a part of them. But I also want to do things a little different. I always take it to, we call our gala. It's a Mo Better way to do a gala. Everybody does a gala if you're a nonprofit.
I love it.
So we try to do we add some twist to it. We have aerialists, we have fire eaters, we do them at different places. Last year it was at Grass Farm. This year it's at the green space at Westport Plaza.
Nice.
In September. We've done
if you haven't been to Westport Plaza and seen that green space lately, holy cow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, they've done a great job with that.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So we're going to do a garden, Gatsby style garden party there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's coming up, and that's our biggest fundraiser. But I try to do other things. I want experiences. So we'll bring individuals with disabilities to come in, people that we serve, not only to speak, to be a part of it. I don't like, we'll do speeches,
sure,
but I want to keep it, I want the interaction. So
I love that. Yeah.
We'll have more of a happy hour and a time for people to get together and talk.
Nice.
But we'll also have an adaptive gaming section where individuals like you, if you can play video games, you can see the equipment that we're supporting.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, we got, and I have to just shout out to Betsy, who's an occupational therapist at Maryville. Sorry, I lost.
My alma mater.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Betsy is an occupational therapist, and she does a adaptive gaming program. She works throughout the city, but she'll come out and she'll bring her equipment out.
Okay.
And, she will demonstrate that. We do some stuff with the engineering students at Washington University.
That's
we'll bring them out so people can see where they're giving.
Yeah.
They'll meet people. But I like to incorporate that in all of the events.
Well, I think that makes it's very unique. You can talk about things in a broad scale, and to your point, the Mo Better Gala, right? The puns just feed themselves. By the way, this is great. I love that because I like that kind of analogy work. And but you do tend to get a little bit more when you can see hands-on kind of things, and that's really neat. You can visualize, you know, all day long. You can visualize, but when you have the ability to kind of touch and feel what's going on and how you're making a difference, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I hope so. And I appreciate you saying that. That's what we try to do. I want people to understand, because I'm a steward of your money. So if you give me money, I need to show you where that money is going.
Right.
And you had mentioned, we had talked earlier, all nonprofits are businesses as well. We have different tax status, but we're a business. So if I can run my business, my nonprofit, and show you where that money's going, then I think we get a better connection with the community as well, and allow you the opportunity to be a part of it. We have a lot of initiatives that we're allowing people to be a part of it. We'll circle back around to that as well, because we're doing stuff in schools. We do, like I mentioned, with WashU engineering department, their occupational therapy department. We got Mizzou. I'm working with students right now to help them understand, and that they're our future. Yeah. So we want them to be able to take what they learn from others with disabilities and take it out in the community.
Well, that's fantastic. And so as an example of that, so one of the things, community awareness and community involvement is super important. Right. And I am a big fan of the Missouri A+ program, education program. And for those that don't know, you can actually have your student bill, your community college bill can be funded by the state of Missouri for your high school child if they, during high school, get good grades, go to school, and participate in some form of community service. So what our son did, our youngest one, actually helped children with disabilities, special needs, and tutored them, and in their home environment, in their school system. And he would come home with some amazing stories. Just very heartfelt stories about these kiddos. And they were funny stories, of course. Right. But he learned some great valuable lessons, and he participated in need as well. And he formed some great connections with these kiddos. Yeah. And that doesn't happen. And that community service is such an important message that really transpires and makes a difference for you for the rest of your life as well as somebody else's.
Well, and actually, that's how I got started. I was a senior in high school many, many years ago. Just met Jesuit High School. We did senior service projects. I went to Litzinger Special School to do mine, and met an individual with muscular dystrophy. We became close. He invited me to summer camp, the MDA summer camp. And I think I've mentioned many times to people, it's either that or in the hot kitchens at KFC. So I decided to go to summer camp with Scott, and his name was Scott. He invited me to summer camp. We became close friends. I did it for 30 years after.
Wow.
That stayed with me. It's that like just with your son, it's the empathy building that high schools in the A+ program and DeSmet and other schools around the area work with their students, they want to build empathy.
Sure.
They want to build a better person.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's happening now, which excites me.
It is. Well, and that's what it should all be about. We should all want to be better.
Right. Well, and that's it. So, but I would not probably be here today. I probably wouldn't have started Better Foundation. I wouldn't have taken a career in nonprofits if I didn't have that first introduction to to people with disabilities and their kids. And it turned out great.
So you obviously I love your approach, getting people in, seeing, feeling, being a part of it, being part of the community. One of the things that I'm going to, which I'm really excited about, is the upcoming event that you guys have through St. Louis City. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
And are tickets still available?
Yes, they are. So we'll let you know. You can go to our website and we'll give you that information whenever you're ready.
Yeah, and I'm going to have that on our website too, just so you know. So don't feel like you have to find, oh my gosh, where's this and this. I've got that on my website too.
That's awesome.
So, but talk to us a little bit about the experience here.
Yeah. So we partnered with St. Louis City. St. Louis City reached out to us last year, and many nonprofit organizations work with individuals with disabilities because they wanted to make a more inclusive event for their environment, for their people to come to watch soccer.
Yeah.
And so we stayed in touch, and I thought we want to do something because we're soccer. When I go to the other side of the state, they pretend that they're a soccer capital of USA. They're not. We are.
Yeah, Kansas City's got a great area though for it. They've built a lot, haven't they?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that has grown. But
our park is beautiful. So I used to be a Sporting KC guy.
Oh, you were?
And we didn't have a team. We didn't have a team. So what am I going to do, right?
Right.
So we go to Sporting KC games. They got a cool stadium.
Yeah.
And then the Enterprise family and we got it here, and it's what a starting year we've had, our first year, and what a great ballpark.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and what it's really neat because, as you know, the Taylor family has done a lot. Yeah. For so many people
in the area and beyond, quite frankly, right?
It was fantastic. They continue to do it throughout the world. But it was so neat to see when they asked us, this was an initiative of them to reach out to say, how can we become better? Which I thought was really neat. But then we wanted to do something also because we need to raise money.
Yeah.
Because we are a soccer crazy city, we thought, okay, here's a great way to do it. We'll do an event there. We'll take the northwest corner, which is an exclusive area right above the supporter section. So you're looking down on the supporters. You're part of it all. You get the smoke in your face as well. So we'll be right there on August 22nd. Okay. We're playing the Houston Dynamo, which is right ahead of us. And still a big soccer fan, watch every game.
Yeah. We're on a good run right now.
What's that?
We are on a good run right now too.
Yeah. Man, and lots of exciting things with City. We did something similar last year in Sporting KC. When the City came up there, we had a game, but we have this area, Northwest. Tickets are available, and pricing is $125, but you don't pay any fees for buying the tickets.
There you go.
And you get $25 in City Pass.
Perfect.
Which for that night, so you can buy food and drink, $25 worth of food and drink. So that's an event. That's that's coming up. That's a really, it's a fun way to get involved. But then because we want to make it more better, all of our experiences more better. Yeah. We wanted to see how we can make it more better for individuals, for the corporations who normally support us, and those who don't. You guys are a sponsor, and we thank you. But we're also doing, we call it Share the Match, and where if corporations want to sponsor us, they can sponsor us. They can get a number of tickets that they can use for their employees, their clients, whatever they want with them. That's great. Their families, or they can donate them back, and we will use them for individuals with disabilities that may not be able to attend a game.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the groups we're working with is called Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye is, many people have heard, they changed their name over a little bit. They used to be, they started off as audio books for the blind.
Okay.
So they would read books, they put them on tape, you can get a tape from them, and they'd read books. That was before audio books.
Sure.
That was, this was 34, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago. It was a great organization. They became Mind's Eye. We met Mind's Eye at, when St. Louis City had the event last year to bring all the nonprofits together. And I heard one of the things that they were doing was really cool is they will visualize the game for those with vision, blind or visual impairments through audio. So they have somebody who is sitting there doing a play-by-play of the game, but they also do the environment.
Wow.
So, which is really cool. They make that available, and you can listen on through your
That's spectacular.
phone, or you can listen, you can get through their St. Louis City. So, so they'll be involved. They're involved with every game. They're going to be involved with ours. So that if you think about it, if you are a fan of anything, that's soccer, you just can't see it. You can, it's part of,
you can get that whole emotional experience.
Exactly.
Because, the commentators are the commentators.
Right.
And don't get me started on the Apple TV thing with the commentators at home. You lose that feel of the atmosphere. And soccer is a great game here, but, at least with like the baseball thing, we have our own broadcasters. They follow every game, right? That's not how it is with soccer here. No. So what you're talking about gives that feel.
Yeah.
And how cool is that for people that can't get that feel for the wrong reasons?
Right.
That's a really cool thing.
It's really neat.
Yeah.
So we're working with them as well. And they're going to, some of those that they serve will be out there. Some with other disabilities will have a number of people. We've got a nice area. It's a closed area. It's a private party.
Okay.
For 200 of us up there. We're going to make some noise. We're going to cheer on St. Louis City. And it's a good opportunity, whether you come individually or come as a corporation or want to donate it.
Yeah.
You're a part of doing something kind of special that night.
That's amazing. Oh, I love it. So I'm looking forward to that. You guys do some other cool, fun things like this throughout the year as well. So you got your gala thing at Westport next time, right? And then I also, on your website, you've got so many fun stuff. So I'm just kind of scrolling through your website here. It's super cool. So you got like Mo Better Beer. So you've got some brewers that are, involved in the program as well. Mo Better Burger Project. Yeah. So that's cool too. It's just fun little things that make a difference and ways for people to impact. Right.
Yeah. And those are cause marketing, basically, where they'll give a percentage of sales from a beer. When we started talking to breweries, craft breweries in the area throughout Missouri, we have a lot of them. It's changed a little bit.
Yeah, and I think we're one of the highest in the country.
Yeah.
I think we might be like 2 now, and it's Colorado isn't 1.
Colorado is number 1.
Are they? Yeah. I think that they got passed up.
Oh, did they?
I think it's passed up. I think we passed them.
Oh, well.
I was looking at an article just the other day.
Awesome.
You can fact check me. I might be wrong.
Oh, no.
I don't know. But I thought it was cool. And just to be in that conversation, because when you think about craft brewing, what do you think of? You think of Colorado. You think of that Fort Collins, that, Boulder, those kind of areas. For us to be even in that conversation, I think is pretty neat.
Well, we always say, craft beer. Anheuser-Busch was craft beer. When it started, Busch beer was craft.
That's right. We should be the mecca of this, right?
Was craft beer. So yes, exactly. They started somewhere. They were all craft beers.
Yeah.
They all did their own little twist on everything. But so we would work with the breweries and we'd say, hey, here's a way you can make a good beer Mo Better. And you could give us a foundation. We did the same thing with restaurants. We do local restaurants. Kind of kicked off with Weber's Front Row. They did a burger for us and they did proceeds. And then we had some out here in the O'Fallon area that did it in St. Peter's area. We do some on the Kansas City area. But it's just a way to make things Mo Better. And how do you make it Mo Better? You get back to the community.
Give back to the community. And that's really what it's all about. So, Dave, we could talk about this all day, I think. So we're going to make sure your website information is available on our show, on our website. Awesome. So thank you so much for spending some time in here. I'm excited for the game. And quite frankly, we're all excited about your ability to help make Mo a better place to be. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Dave, for joining me and talking about ways to make Mo better each and every day. And that's what the Mo Better Foundation is all about, trying to make the community we're part of a little bit better for those people in need. And that's what a great thing about a charitable run organization is all about. That philanthropic nature is bred into the DNA, and it shows in the passion and support that we have within our communities. And so get out there, guys, and whatever that foundation that's important to you, whatever that cause is that's important to you, support it. Support it with your time, support it with your energy, support it with your passion. But these organizations also do need funding. And it's okay to sit there and go, hey, how can I provide the best, most efficient use of funds to an organization, and to be a little bit of selfish in the process and say, hey, how can I get a tax deduction? Right? How can I make that money stretch as long as possible? I love when people are charitable oriented. because it means we can do some things differently. We can do some unique opportunities, because writing a check out of an account, that's one way to do it, sure. But you might not get the charitable benefit if you do it that way. You might not get that tax deduction that way. You get the value that it goes to a great cause, sure. But what if we could stretch that dollar further through tax reductions along the way? So things like donor advised funds give you the ability to kind of lump sum things up into 1 year so that you can manage charitable distributions throughout multiple years, while at the same time forcing them into one tax year for tax reporting purposes. Great strategy and very unique, and gives you the ability to be philanthropic with your objectives long term. The other thing you could do, instead of writing a check from your bank account, is do a qualified charitable deduction or donation right out of your IRA. Cutting that check from your IRA means it's non-taxable income to you. That check goes straight to the charity, not taxable to them. And you know what it also does? It satisfies your required minimum distribution as well. Really unique opportunity to do some great work and take that reduction that the government allows you to do so by giving back to causes that matter to you. So if these are things that matter to you, let's continue that conversation. And until then, follow us on social media outlets, on SerenityWealthNow social media outlets for more insights, information, and of course, a little fun with finance along the way. We'll see you next time, folks.
Serenity Now! Serenity Wealth Now can be found wherever you are at SerenityWealthNow.com, on YouTube, Spotify, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and on NewsTalkSTL Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. When you're ready for your own conversation, schedule some time with Chris by visiting SerenityWealthNow.com. That's SerenityWealthNow.com.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.